Here are some examples. So we have this person class in which it has this name attribute, and then this one constructor that takes this string parameter. And then this customer extends person. So it means that, okay, person, customer is the subclass, and person is the parent class. And then it adds this phone as a new attribute, and it's in its constructor customer, it takes two parameters, n and p, and then it first calls the super function with the n parameter, which means that it will call this one, so that the n will be basically the name, and then it sets the phone based on that one. And for the employee, it also extends person. So, okay, this is also the subclass of the person class. It has a salary part. It takes salary, string n and the double. And then we still, again, use the super function to call this constructor to set the name. And we use this salary also to set the salary. Shall I proceed? Is there any question?
Shouldn't we use the same variable?
Excuse me?
Shouldn't we use the same variable instead of n? Use name?
We don't have to. We can use any name here. If we had used name, I mean that would be still fine. It wouldn't. But we just need to be more careful about it. Do we mean this name or the parameter name?
How do we differentiate it from another variables?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Like if there's a variable, it's double. Like this is a variable, this is a variable. It's not included the type.
Yeah, we also mentioned the type. So in Python we don't, but in Java, yeah, we always define the type. Like it's string, so it shouldn't be double and so on. Well, in Java, it is also possible to say, okay, we can say class A, class B extends A, class C extends B. So this can, like, I have a father, and then my father has his own father. So I look like my father. My father looks like his father. So indirectly, I also look like my grandfather. This is also applicable, like in Java, as in this example, like class B extends C. So it contains all the, C extends all the features of B. B contains all the attributes of A. So which means that C also has all the attributes of class A indirectly. And chain of constructor calls. So what is this? When we all have these kind of a tree, like one class, it has its own subclasses, it has its own subclasses, then it initiates a chain of sub-constructor calls. What is this? Let's do an example. Now we have this book class. Just to mention that, okay, just to understand which, if this constructor is called or not, I will also write this book constructor. And then I will create one more class here. Maybe it is science fiction classes. Okay, maybe I make it as a science fiction books. And in that one, I said, okay, this also extends book. Okay. Oh yeah. This was actually one of my quiz or final exam questions that I usually ask. I'm getting an error. Why do you think that I'm getting an error? There's no problem with the class name. But I'm just getting an error. But to understand why am I getting an error, you should also check the book class. This is the book class, and this is the science fiction class, and I'm just getting an error.
Can you see the book?
Sure. It didn't inherit the book constructor. Can you elaborate on it? It seems like you are on the right path. where should I here? So this is what is happening is, let me just break it down. Since I didn't put anything, Java puts for me a default constructor, which is basically this. It puts this default constructor for me because I didn't put it. And then, since I didn't, still there's nothing there, it also puts this code for me, this one. Like this, Java puts this code for me. I didn't write it, but it puts it automatically. Then it goes to here and says, okay, is there any constructor that takes no parameter? No, there's no. That's why I'm getting an error. To fix that error, I either put here empty constructor that doesn't take any parameter. When I do it, now I'll delete this part. Now I'm not getting an error. This is one way. Or I will say that, okay, call the super function that takes some parameters. So there are two ways to fix the error. Now I can delete this, and now I'm not getting an error. Anyway, so this was one of the reasons, but I would like to, I would show one more thing, which is science fiction book constructor is working. So what happened is, now let's go to main class, and now let's create not a book object but a science fiction object. Okay. All right. So what will be the output when I just only create this? I will run the code now. It says product constructor with parameters is running. Then it says book constructor. Then it says science fiction constructor is working. So what is happening here is, when we call this class, it comes here, and then it immediately goes to the super classes constructor. Then it immediately goes to the super classes constructor. Then it prints this one. Then it does all these operations, and then it comes back to all the others and prints book constructor, and then the science fiction book. So when we call a class, actually it initiates a chain of super classes constructors. It goes up to which class? So what is happening here in this product class? It doesn't say any extends. Abstract class, we didn't see that point, but we'll come to that later on. But if a class is not extending any class, it means that it extends object class. Object class is like the father of all classes. Okay, so all classes are actually inherited from this object class. It is actually the reason that, like, let me create a very dummy class here, like dummy. Even in that one, when I create a function, when I write, let's say, any dummy code also for that one, when I say this dot, then this developer Eclipse shows me many functions like clone, equals, finalize, get class, hash code, notify, all wait to string. Where does these all functions come? Because I didn't write anything. This is just some simple function that doesn't have anything in it. But the Eclipse claims that, well, I have all these functions. Like I can use get class, I can use many other different functions. All of them are actually coming from the object class. In the object class, we all have these. That's why these are the, if you go to the object class, you will see that it has all these get class function, hash code function, and so on and so. So then what we will come to here is that then all classes are inherited from the object class. That's why they all have these some common functions. They have all common points in their function repertoire.
That means we can refer as well to the methods that are in the external class. So, for example, when class has a method, and then we inherit another class from it, we can call directly the methods in this case.
Yes. So the child class can always call its parent classes non-private functions immediately, directly.
Only it's the first.
Public protected default. So, but as long as it has accessibility, yes, it can. All right. Let me check. I think we did this example already. Yeah, let me also explain this part. This is also important. Array list for the super classes. So let me ask you one question. Let's say, okay, we are building our e-commerce platform in which we have all these 10,000 items. And then we said that, okay, we put this necessary inheritance relationship. And then a user comes and then he says, okay, I want to buy this, add it to the basket. Okay, then eventually he will check out and then do the payment. Now, this is the user experience, but from a software developer's perspective, what is the basket? How would you implement a basket? So, it is, it's not an array because I would like to keep adding items. It doesn't have a fixed size, so array list might be suitable. But in an array list, I need to define its type, like whether it's a book or smartphone. So I need to, whether it's a string or integer, I should say that, okay, in this basket I will keep, in this array list I need to keep those items, that specific item. But then in a basket, how can I do it? Like, because the user can pick, well, can add clothes, books, smartphones, like all different items. And then I need to put it in an array list. How can I do it? Yes, in our example we said that, okay, let's say that all items that we are selling are actually a product class. They all extend the product class. So then I can say, okay, for the basket one, I can say maybe it's an array list of products. And then we have this is a relationship between items, like book is a product, smartphone is a product, or clothes is a product. So I'm not actually against that rule, like I'm still putting a product in that list. There's not a big problem for this, so that I can use it in an array list. I can add those kind of, I can add all these items in that kind of an array list. Yes, you have a question? Okay. Here is one more example. Let's say that we have this person class in which customer, employee, commission employee all extends this person class. So if I want to add them in one list, I can create this array list that keeps person. And then when I create a customer object, I can add it to this list. Or I can add an employee. I can add a commission employee, and it won't give me any problem, any syntax problem, because customer is a person, employee is a person, commission employee is a person. So it is a valid statement for this one.
So we use the type of the father class.
Yes, to keep it. Yes, exactly. Okay, it's 2:49. Let's stop here and then we'll continue on Tuesday. Thank you for your attendance.